is using comparison. Yeah? Kingdom of God is like a mustard seed or like yeast, for example. So Jesus taught by use of comparison. How we understand the meaning of Jesus' parables? Sure, we need to be familiar with the custom of the people back then. We also need to know the background of the teaching, and it will be helpful for us to know about the agriculture, for example, because Jesus used many of his parables relating to agriculture. You will find many illustrations from daily life in ancient Palestine, such as mustard seeds or fig trees, wineskins and oil lamps, money and treasure, stewards, workers, judge, and homemakers, wedding party and children's game. If you look at the next slide, an artist tried to describe Jesus' parables in one picture. You see the 10 virgins over there? And then what else? The good shepherd, right, on the top. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not clear enough for you to see. This is painting by James Christensen. It's beautiful. That describe many parables that Jesus teaches to his people. Jesus' parable have a double meaning. First, of course, it has literal meaning, which everybody could understand directly. But beyond the literal meaning lies a deeper meaning, beneath the surface lesson about God's truth and His kingdom. For example, let's read Matthew 13:33. We will discuss more about this on March 28th, but for today we just read this short verse, Matthew 13:33. He told them still another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into a large amount of flour until it worked all through the dough. So what does it mean? It has two meanings. First, Jesus described the simple transformation of dough into bread by the inclusion of the yeast. That is the simple truth, right? But it also has spiritual meaning. How we are transformed by God's kingdom when we allow His word and spirit to take root in our hearts. And in turn, we are called to be leaven that transforms the society in which we live and work. Through this parable, Jesus wants us to be transformed so that we may also transform our society. When we enter the kingdom of God, we are expected to be no longer the same person like before. That is the idea of this parable that we will learn more on March 28th. we need to understand that Jesus' parables often involve an element of surprise, of an unexpected twist. We are taken off guard by the progression of the story. The parable moves from the very familiar and understandable aspects of experience to a sudden turn of events or a remarkable comparison which challenges the hearer and invites further reflection. For example, when you read the parable about one sheep who lost, do you remember what did the shepherd do? He left the 99, right? That challenged us to think, why? Why the shepherd kind of sacrificed the 99 sheep just to look for the one who lost? And Jesus wants us to know through this parable how God cares for the lost. It shows how God really wants everybody to be saved. So we need to know that when you, in the next 7 weeks, learn about the parables, you don't need to see the detail of the parables, because that is not what it meant, a parable. You need to grasp the meaning. How to read the parables? Let's read Luke 8:10. Luke chapter 8:10. Luke 8:10. He said, "The knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of God has been given to you, but to others I speak in parables, so that though seeing they may not see, though hearing they may not understand." Oh, what does it mean? I thought the parables is meant for the hearer to understand the message better. But why Jesus said, "To you it has been given to know the secrets of the kingdom of God, but for others they are in parables, so that seeing they may not see, and hearing they may not hear." Did Jesus mean to say that he was deliberately confusing his listeners? I don't think so. But Jesus was speaking from experience. He was aware that some who heard his parables refused to understand them. It was not that they could not intellectually understand them, but rather their hearts were close to what Jesus was saying. They had already made up their minds to not believe. So when people have made up their minds not to believe, there is nothing that can help them. Even Jesus taught with creative way, they probably intellectually could understand the message, but they won't accept it. They won't believe it. God can only reveal the secrets of His kingdom to the humble and trusting person who acknowledges the need for God and for His truth. That is why, as we learn the parables of the kingdom, we need to humble ourselves before His word. Oftentimes when we think, oh, I understand already, we will not get anything. For example, I would like to give one parable that Jesus has given, and this parable is, I think, the most popular parables that Jesus teach. Can you guess what is the most parable?